Welcome to another episode of Drunk Cop and a Teacher, the podcast where everything's made up and our comments don't matter, just like the Green Arrow and the Canary spinoff show. It's canceled. It's not happening, so no one gives a shit about it.
Was it called the Canaries or something?
It says here Green Arrow and the Canaries.
Huh.
So
where was that in CW?
Of course.
Yeah. Wasn't it like the Crisis of Infinite Earths or whatever that they had like an episode about the Canaries or something?
No, it was actually just Green Arrow. It was whatchamacallit? It was a flash forward, but in the future, aka when his son and spoilers daughter are in their mid-20s, I think.
I completely stopped watching all those. I think I stopped watching in season. It was right before he went to jail.
I don't remember what season that was, but that's kind of early on, I think.
No. It was like 2 seasons before. Like I'm like 2 seasons. All I need is 2 more seasons to finish Arrow completely. But I'm like at least like 2 seasons behind on Flash. Supergirl, I don't give a shit. Legends of Tomorrow, don't care anymore either.
Black Lightning.
I didn't even bother watching Black Lightning. I just didn't. For some reason, I just felt like fuck you. I just felt like they were just kept on like making shows after shows after shows.
Stargirl.
But I felt like, but the thing is, I felt like with CW, and I mentioned this before, is that they're a very low budget company where I just felt they're not using those superheroes correctly.
Like they started off good.
They started off really good, but then I just could tell like they're probably just being lazy with the writing and like it's. I will never forget an episode where Green Arrow is fighting Anarchy, a 15-year-old kid. And this 15-year-old kid kicked his ass and got away. I'm like, how is that possible? So that's why I was like, I could appreciate what they're trying to do, but I rather just them like transfer the whole entire shows and everything to like a higher budget company.
I don't think they
can. Not anymore, and of course not. I mean, how HBO Max is now is. With the Titans is a little bit more, a little bit better, I guess, or whatever. But like the writing kind of sucks a little bit. But you could just tell that the costumes, the stunts are a lot better because of budget. And that makes any goddamn sense. What I just said, I confused myself.
Oh, to be fair to Sal, his daughter does become Green Arrow in. The crossover of Infinite Earth. So in that series they would have done, I think she would have played Green Arrow and then have other Canaries.
Okay, I think that's why the title was called Green Arrow and the Canaries, yeah. Well, I figure we just get one of the headlines out of the way. I mean, I don't think a lot of people cared about CW. I don't hear a lot of people talking about the series anymore, so I'm surprised it's still going on.
I am.
I'm surprised too.
Superman is coming out, but I saw a lot of negative reception to the trailer, so I mean, I don't know.
He's got kids.
Oh, so they're pulling like a Superman Returns?
Sort of in again, Infinite Worlds. They show that he has kids, but it's the Tom Welling one. But I guess also Lois and whatever she is in the show finds out she's pregnant. I think it's twins, but I forget.
Twins.
Everybody's having fucking kids now.
Yeah, my kids?
No.
Like we both asked him that.
I mean, he's got a full year.
No. Oh no! I have a lot more years.
Oh, so next year 9 months that adds up. So.
Nah, I got a lot more years.
So instead of having kids, then what else have you been up to, Mike?
Oh man, let me say this in a positive way.
Mike, positive.
Working, studying, Shows, I've watched a show called Warriors. Is on HBO Max. It's pretty cool. It's actually like Bruce Lee writing story stuff. Um, it's pretty cool. I highly recommend it to you guys and for the listeners. And pretty much haven't been up to anything. I'm still working on the Star Wars trilogy with my wife. We stopped midway of episode 3 to do this episode. But I think she was fine. She was enjoying it a lot. She was definitely enjoying it a lot more than the last two movies. She's said it herself that she really likes Anakin in episode 3 because he's a little bit more serious. And then she questioned why is Samuel L. Jackson has a purple lightsaber.
Because he's Samuel Jackson.
And I literally said, because he's Samuel Jackson and he requested it. And she's like, but isn't that kind of like messes up the whole thing about Jedis? I was like, I have no idea. But other than that, nothing much, guys. I actually are trying to work out and be healthy, and I've been very consistent. Yeah. I think I finally see a change in me, guys. For real. Okay. And it's only been 1 day.
Okay. There you go. There it is.
Yep.
There it is.
So, yeah, nothing much. Well, take it over, Ham. I'm exhausted.
Right. Well, yeah.
That was his workout for today.
Yeah.
I am also trying to be healthy. As I'm trying to...
Listeners, this asshole in the middle of the episode is like, you know what? Let me warm up a pizza and eat it. Jesus Christ, I cannot wait for us to do like meetup so we could actually do it. So I could just smack you.
You're not smacking shit.
Wait, we never really asked the important question though. Is what kind of pizza is it? Like I didn't see what you.
I think I saw pepperoni and cheese.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Pepperoni.
Standard flavor.
That's almost every pizza ever. It's a supreme.
There ain't nothing supreme about that pizza.
Well, that's true. It came out of a box. I mean, technically, they all come out of boxes. Basically, I mean, whatever. But it is.
That's Ham sharing his profound wisdom.
Exactly. They all eventually come out of a box or leave out of a box. Whatever, you know.
What the fuck is in the box?
Pizza. Yeah, being healthy, eating pizza, whatever time it is. The whole pizza. Yeah. But no, on a serious note, where's my drink? Alright, hold on. I blame these
You
guys.
lost your turn, so how you been?
So, I was telling them before we got...
I don't care.
I know you don't, but I do. Don't make me eat pizza every time you're talking. I finished Mythic Quest, that's the... Rob Mc whatever from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, based off of like him being the creator of like a WoW game and the inner workings of that. It's pretty funny. I do recommend, but I also watched Flight Attendant. I didn't get the hype over that one. It was okay. They definitely set up.
I've seen it.
Yeah, they definitely set up for another season. So I'm like, should have worked a little bit more on the first season. And I said that I was going to do it. I sort of pulled the mic on it. I did play a little bit, just a little bit of the game
Cyberpunk?
that... Yep, Cyberpunk 2077. I did the character appearance, the default. Put my point.
How big did you make it?
I didn't even know there was I mean, I knew that was an option. I just set the default. I didn't even scroll up or down. I just hit default. Sorry guys, I didn't look at it. If the viewers or listeners don't know, we're talking about genitalia.
It's not about your nose, you fucking sick bird.
My nose. Okay, you're more sick if you're talking about a nose, you fetish nose person.
I love them nose.
I guess. And then I set up the points on the character build, which I had no idea what is what. I mean, sort of, but not really.
So you're just
And,
rushing to get to the gameplay.
yeah, so when I got to it was not even a sequence, really. It was, hey, you're talking to this dude, you need to help him get some money back or get money to pay off somebody. And then I stopped playing.
So you
Really?
play nothing.
Yeah, I did. I moved him a little bit to the left
Oh my
around the
God.
counter.
Man, the game is broken.
But from that point and that point, nothing broken.
Alright. How about you, Sal?
That was-
I'm over here getting confused of your names.
There's only two people.
That's a lot.
It's true. Work is just work. I'm getting back into classes. My classes start up again. Technically the term already started, but my first class doesn't meet until next Saturday, I think. So getting back into the whole groove of being busy and having absolutely no time to do anything else in my life. But before all that, I did finish watching Cobra Kai.
Wait, the whole thing?
The whole
First
thing.
or second?
Oh,
Or third?
man.
All of
I
it?
finished the whole thing.
I could finally say this. Ham's spirit animal is Stingray.
Stingray.
That's exactly what I thought too.
Wait, which part was this? Stingray?
Stingray? You don't know.
Stingray from
Listeners,
season 2?
spoiler alert in case you haven't watched
Oh
Cobra
no,
Kai,
not
though.
that guy. No,
That's
not
basically
that guy.
Stingray. That is you, man.
The
That
fucking
is so you.
the janitor guy at the end.
Does he become the janitor? I don't know.
He
The
becomes
guy,
security or janitor.
he was
He becomes something.
he was trying to become security of the school, and then he just started participating in a fight. But I don't know. Okay, so I mean, we can get into a discussion about Cobra Kai if you want to, because we only have a couple headlines. Okay, so here's my quick rundown of Cobra Kai.
Mhm.
First season, absolutely, it's basically a gold card. If I was going to rate it, like if I'm going to give my official gold card
Ooh,
on
gold?
it, I would have given it to it. Like it is a perfect season. Besides my one problem I had presented to you guys
Yeah.
last time, I love the way that everything was, for no pun intended, but everything was balanced out. I like how there was a downfall of a character, and in the same episode we get the rise of a character. Like the character development is really, really good. Second season, I would still give it a green card. Not as strong as the first, but still good overall. The third season, if it wasn't for the finale, I would have given this a red card right off the bat.
Whoa!
I thought season 3 was the worst season, and I think it's still a bad season if it wasn't for the finale. I think the finale really saved that season, and the quick reason as to why is because season 3 fell into the very like stereotypical cliche of any sort of drama like TV series, and it just really bothered me. And I was like, this is not what you had set up to do. This is not what you kind of did in the first 2 seasons. I feel like you're just doing this because maybe some CEO told you that, hey, you have to, pizzazz this some more and appeal to the teens. And what do teens love more? Oh, nothing but like a love triangle. You gotta have like this love stuff all over the place. And it just really bothered me. And it was very rushed. Like I felt like a lot of scenes were just very rushed, and it just didn't give enough character development as the first 2 seasons did.
It did come out sooner than
I am going
expected.
to.
And so is
I am
next
going
season.
to. Yeah, well, like I'm going to say, season 1 is great. I love season 2. For me, season 2 was my favorite, and season 3, I agree with Sal. Towards the first and from episode 1 to 4, I had no idea of what was the direction. As in what happened in the end of season 2, I could understand we get some backstory of how it affected everybody, but then it was going on too long of just dragging out of something that I felt like it could have been shortened down to literally 2 episodes. And then of the decision that they made with a certain character to get backstory, I just felt I was a bit confused of are we supposed to be liking this character? Or are we supposed to be kind of like?
Are you talking about Tori?
No,
No. I'm talking about the sensei, the bad sensei
from the
Oh.
original movie.
from the original movie. You know what I mean? Like we get a
Forget his name.
backstory.
I
Eh,
like that actually.
yeah, I mean that's fine, but I don't know. I didn't care for much. I didn't care much for Kreese. I figured
Kreese.
I figured Kreese like the way that everything has been working out, right? Was the first season is the rise of Cobra Kai. The second season is the rise of Miyagi-Do. And then the third season is essentially like the
rise of Kreese.
the rise of Kreese, but taking over Cobra Kai, and then you have like this team up, which I mean I think that's expected. Like I think people knew that was going to eventually
I was
happen.
waiting for that for the beginning of this season.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right,
so-
and then they just dragged the fuck out. I'm like, you could have done that beginning of this season.
I was talking to a couple students about this too, and they were like, "Yeah, season 3 felt like a filler season." I'm like, "I don't know if
Yeah.
it's really a filler season, but it did seem like there was a lot of unnecessary things added into it. Like,
Yeah.
I guess overall, sure, I'll agree to that. It's a filler season, but that's what just made me so mad was that like you had a really good start here in 1 and 2, and it's like you fucked it up with season 3, and I'm like, god, that's terrible. Like the character development stuff just I don't know, just disappointed me a lot, and I don't know who likes this one character, but I think Robbie is the least interesting character in this entire series.
The main
Agree
kid?
with you.
Yeah,
They don't make there's no point of him of just like he plays the same exact role each and every episode, and there's no more character development for him except for
he's a cat. He's a fucking cat. Like each thing has given him like a piece of string. He's like, oh, I like this string. Oh, I like this string too. Oh, I like this string. I don't know what the fuck
I
I'm
don't
gonna
like
do.
his son.
What?
yeah
What's his name?
Johnny Lawrence's son.
Yeah.
Robbie?
That's Robbie.
Yeah, that's Robbie.
Oh, I thought you meant the main character, as in the.
Oh, not Miguel. No.
Yeah, I thought Miguel. For me, he's the main character of the teens.
Sure.
No,
but Miguel. That's Miguel. I said Robbie.
Okay.
Robbie.
Oh, Robbie. I don't remember anybody's names, but
Oh my
yeah,
god.
Robbie. Yeah. You're 100% right. He can. Even his dad doesn't care about him. So yeah, we don't need to.
But it's just to me, it's just the same exact thing with Robbie. Where, sure, like when he first was introduced, I was like, okay, I kind of like this. Where, like a son, like his own son, goes to Miyagi Do to train with Daniel and everything like that. But then in season 3, it just goes back to the same old thing where, oh, my daddy don't love me, so I just want to be alone. And then, oh, you know what? I want revenge from my dad.
But like I can hear the argument already coming from someone that's gonna say, oh, but he came from a broken childhood, like no one was around, blah blah blah, whatever. Like
So did everybody.
he's so misguided. I'm like, okay, sure, but if he's got something so good, like I feel like he would be wholly convinced that hey, they're not really trying to fuck up his life. Like it's just I don't know, it's just not natural. And I think the way that the third season just went about it, like I said, Rush just didn't make it seem like it was a natural progression for his character. So,
did you guys like about the whole thing with Hawk? I feel like that was like so out of the blue.
That was rushed too. Like it's just.
him switching back?
Yeah, he's in the middle of whooping ass, and then he realized,
was
"Oh
rushed.
shit, I should."
I liked it
Yeah.
because I felt like they kind of hinted at it towards the end
Yeah.
of season 2, and I was like, okay, this is going to be nice to see because he's got beef with his friend who kicked his butt, but it was rushed because it did feel like all of a sudden in the middle of a fight you were ready to kill people and now you just snapped like to a 180. Like okay, you know what, whatever. That's why I had problems with season 3. Like it's sad because season 3 is the first one that comes on Netflix, right? Because the first 2 seasons was YouTube, right?
First one, yes, maybe not the second one.
I'm not too sure. I don't remember the second one.
I don't know. It just seems like this third one is very much like someone stepping in and saying, "Hey, we need to change up your formula for this show just so we can get more interest." And I don't know. I think it probably appeals to the younger crowd because of the whole stupid love triangle shit going on.
I'm so tired of
But
that shit
it
already.
is very drawn out and is very
But the
like
ending was cool
unnecessary.
though.
Yeah, as I said, the
Yeah.
finale was good, but if it
Mhm.
wasn't for that finale, I would have given the entire season like a red card. But that finale
I
was
thought
just
you
like,
did say.
huh?
I thought you did give it a red card the whole season.
No, if it wasn't for the finale, he would have given a red card.
Wait,
Because
what'd you give it then?
Yellow.
Oh! I heard
I
red.
give it I give it a yellow too. I say to me when it gets to episode 5, that's when it kicks up a bit, and then of course like the last part of the last episode where I just felt like with the ex-girlfriend showing up, I just felt like that was a waste of time
I
because
felt like that was forced.
yeah, like it to me it was just like no need. It was just more like fan delivery, I guess,
Fan
but
service.
fan service, yeah, like fan service. But I even think not even fans were like really wanting that. It was just like, okay, just move on. Like we'd rather care about like literally karate and the kids. Like
You mean Karate Kid?
But
No,
see,
I'm putting-
that's why I had problems with the season 3 because again going back to the whole love triangle shit, the teen drama shit. Because the first 2 seasons was all about like how karate is embodied in a lot of. Nah, don't give me that.
The second one was. You can see the second one. We're focusing more on that triangle. I mean, they did. It's like, especially at the end.
They did, but I feel like they balanced it though.
Okay,
They
that's
didn't
fair.
they didn't force it on like this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was our episode, listeners. So
Whoa,
thank you for
whoa,
joining
whoa! How
our
do you
Cobra
get to
Kai
say
episode.
what I was talking about. How did
You
you
give
say? How did it go? How did it go?
we spoke too long. That's it. The end of the episode. We're done.
No, I agree with Mike. First one was good. I like the second one because it's funnier. This last one, whatever. Especially because that was a very cheap bottle of Japanese sake.
Oh my
no,
god.
whiskey. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just making sure everyone knows.
Okay. As long as everybody knows.
That's the hill he wanted to die on. Yeah, that's the last
yes.
thing he wanted to mention.
That Japanese whiskey, cheap.
Anyway, so beyond that, now that we've given basically our review on Cobra Kai, I did start a new series.
Ooh.
I don't know how I feel about this one, and I don't know if I feel like Mike might be more interested in this one, but I don't know if you'll end up watching it. So you know how Netflix does the stupid like, oh, we recommend you watch this crap because you've watched all this other crap. Well, because we've watched what is it? What's the Asian horror movie that we the terrible one?
Alive?
Yeah, Alive. So because I watched that, right? There's like a bunch of like Asian horror stupid shit on my Netflix feed. And one of them came up that for some reason caught my eye, and I just felt like I had to watch the first episode, and now I can't stop watching it, and I don't even know if I like this series. It's called Sweet Home, and the only way I don't know how to really describe it. The best way I can do is there's some sort of epidemic going around that's causing people to change into monsters. And there's some people that can control it, like they can stop them changing, and the whole world has gone to shit. Like it's literally a world ruled by monsters everywhere, and everyone's trapped. Like, well, the people that we're following is trapped in this building, and they're trying to figure out a way to survive. Like it, but the concept is simple. It's just the way that the monsters look and the way that everything's presented is just very odd. And again, I don't know if I even like the series, but I'm already 6 episodes in, and I have to finish the rest of it.
Oh shit!
And there's only 10 episodes, but they're like 46 minutes long, and so I just have to see the rest of this. And it says season 1, so it makes me worried that there's a season 2 coming. I kind of hope not, but yeah, I don't know. If you want to check it out, it's on Netflix. You can look at the trailer. It's called Sweet Home.
Sweet Home.
I'm looking this up right now.
Yeah,
but
I seen it right now. Like,
so these people that are trapped in the building are human.
Most of them.
Oh,
there are
Most
some
of
people that have turned.
okay. I think we should just try to give it a try at least, and then we should come back for next episode and give our opinion.
Sure.
Maybe.
I mean,
what
I guess that I don't. I kind of wish I could stop watching it, but I'm intrigued and I want to know more about how this whole thing came to be.
Gotcha.
I'm watching this right now, and I assume I'll be reading some subtitles, huh?
Yes, I don't know if there's an option to change the audio, but
think
I
that'd
mean
be weird.
any Asian movie or series, you just have to read the subtitles.
Watch
like just
it.
watch it
Yeah.
with the original audio. Because I mean, with Alive, I was just like, no, this is terrible. Like voiceover.
Yeah.
All right then. I was gonna start a series like that as well, called like it's on the Alice in Wonderland, but a weird Asian theme to
Alice
it.
in Borderland. No,
That's the one.
yeah, it's Alice of Borderland or something like that. Is that what you're?
I have to look it up.
Yeah, no, that's what it's called because
Hey, yep, Alice in Borderland.
that's
right
that's
here.
on my feed too. So I was worried
Yeah.
because I thought that was a sequel because I think it's the same actor, and I thought it was a sequel. I was like, fuck, I have to watch this too now, but no, it's not. It's completely different. So
Yeah, I might watch that.
all right, well. We've kind of gone longer than I think we've expected. So here's what we'll do.
That's the episode.
Yeah, right. Here's what we'll do, listeners. We'll just go ahead and finish this half of the episode with the headlines because I only have like a couple. That's it. There's some Marvel ones we can kind of talk about here and there, but we'll do the headlines, we'll do the intermission, and then we'll go into our Mandalorian season talk. I think that'll work out the best.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk about this one first because everyone knows that Ham had been sponsoring Quibi for a long time, and we had last talked about how it was in talks that Roku was going to acquire Quibi. It is official.
Quibi number one.
Roku acquires Quibi library of 75 plus shows, boosting free streaming service. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Roku has now bought exclusive global distribution rights to more than 75 short-form shows in an effort to expand the company's free-to-stream ad-supported offering on the Roku channel. The financial terms of the deal were not disclosed. However, a source familiar with the agreement was said to have valued the content library at significantly less than $100 million.
Really?
You said significantly less?
Significantly less.
That's what you said? Okay.
Yeah, that's what,
somewhere between
what it said in
that
the
and
article,
zero.
and it was in quotes too, so I don't know what that means either.
$100 million.
No, significantly less than $100 million.
But still
Like,
though,
what,
that's
62?
62.
It could be anything.
So okay. So
Use a coupon code, man.
He used honey in the purchase.
They use honey. So they pretty much got it like $55.62.
Who knows? I don't know.
Roku was probably like, "Oh, this is a cool garage sale we're at. What's going on here?"
Sure, we'll take it. But that's kind of crazy though. Like anything from less than $100 million.
I mean, I don't know. I have nothing to compare that to.
Is that much? Was that the number they used to like fund Quibi? Maybe that's why they use that number.
Probably, I don't know. Probably significantly less than $100 million. Yeah.
I feel like Netflix should have jumped onto that because
Why?
Netflix is kind of. To me, I feel like everything that they're showing on Netflix at this moment is kind of dry.
You keep saying that.
Yeah, but I think right now Netflix is more concerned about quantity over quality, right? So, because
I think so.
This headline wasn't on my list, but I guess Netflix came out today and said that they're releasing one new movie every week this year.
Oh, did you see the trailer for that? I actually saw it. It looked kind of good.
I didn't see the trailer. I guess all the big actors were part of it, but yeah, they're releasing a new movie every week. So I don't know what came out this week for Netflix. So
I don't know, but the one with The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot looks kind of cool.
Well, I gotta check that out. There's another one called Malcolm and Maria, I believe so. It was
I saw that too.
Zendaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was with Zendaya and I forgot his name, but Denzel Washington's son from Tenet. It's a black and white film that for some reason it kind of intrigued me.
But no, that trailer, I recommend watching it because there's a lot of stuff here and there. I'm like, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Like, is that a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? Is that him? So there was a lot of cool, interesting stuff. It's
Well,
not too long.
Netflix is trying to look out for us too, so we could review some stuff or something.
Oh yeah, is that what they have? We have a secret Netflix employee that's helping us out.
Full disclosure: we are not sponsored by Netflix.
We are not
We
at
are
all.
Not we are not partnered with anybody except maybe the whoever brand pizza that Jam was eating earlier today.
The Netflix pizza, the pizza that you eat inside and watch Netflix.
That's what
We're
Netflix
just-
has got to start branching into, right? Their own line of like sodas and foods and snacks and shit.
Yeah, something like that. You buy Netflix. I know you're listening. Yeah, you buy the food or whatever a certain amount, then you get a discount on Netflix, or the other way around. Yeah, there you go.
Big Brother's watching.
They're always watching. What are you talking about? They have all your fucking numbers and whatever and analytics. Yeah, come on.
And also entertainment news. I mean, I guess Kevin Feige was being interviewed, seeing that WandaVision is releasing this week. Actually, by the time this episode publishes, it would be already premiered on Disney Plus. And I guess they asked him a lot about some of the stuff going, centered around the Marvel Universe. So, for instance, they asked him about the whole Spider-Man rumors about how there might be a Spider-Verse or whatever. Of course, he didn't confirm or deny anything. He was just like, oh, yeah, I know people like to speculate on things, and I've heard some things here and there, but hey, it's okay to speculate, but, sometimes those things don't ever come out to fruition, and sometimes they're right. Who knows? That was it. That was literally all. That's literally what it came down to. He's like, sure, maybe. He could have just shortened it like that.
Yeah, Kevin Feige just became the biggest tease in the world with that speech.
I mean, whatever turns you on.
Just want to put that out there.
What are you talking about, Mike? You're looking at me in this pizza right now. I'm calling you out. The biggest tease.
Don't talk with the awful.
He also came out and said that the She-Hulk series is going to be 10 episodes long, and it's going to be half-hour episodes. He also said that Secret Invasion is not going to have an Avengers-sized cast. So I think the quote was Avengers Endgame-sized cast. Because, with Secret Invasion, right, in the comic books, the Skrulls took over pretty much every single superhero, so one would expect in the series they would do kind of the same thing, but obviously that probably... I'm sure they got the money, but maybe they just want to see how this is going to work out first before they start putting in everybody that they know.
Quick question: in the comics, was it just superheroes, or were they also villains?
To be honest with you, I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I don't remember.
You don't want to confirm or deny anything.
Yeah, you hear rumors out there here and there. You just never know.
Got it.
What else came out of there? They asked him about whether or not these Disney Plus series are going to have multiple seasons, because it was reported that Loki is going to have a season 2. It's already in development. And all he said was that there are some that have planned for multiple seasons, and then some that are just kind of a one and done kind of deal. Because I think people are saying that WandaVision, it looks to be like just a one and done kind of deal, which I guess kind of makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, nobody cares about them.
And
yeah, I think it's just WandaVision is just definitely going to be a build up to Doctor Strange, I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are those rumors?
No, it is. It's supposed to lead up to Doctor Strange. And I feel like there's something else that he was asked about that I thought was important, but I guess not important enough for me to remember.
I think everybody saw it already that Deadpool is going to be rated R in the MCU.
That's it. I think that was the other one. Yeah. Deadpool 3 is going to be is part of the MCU, and yeah, for sure going to be rated R. So
that's going to be pretty awesome.
I like that first part, but I don't care for Deadpool. Deadpool's alright.
I never saw the second one.
Whoa!
I mean, Deadpool is not my character. I don't know. It's just I don't like Deadpool is funny and all, but like, I think the only reason I would
just watch it for the comedy.
Yeah, I think the only reason I would really watch it is because I know Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Like that just makes it just makes it golden already. But I don't know. I just didn't have like an itch to go see the second one.
Yeah, you can watch Deadpool on TV nowadays. Just go watch it on
Yeah.
TV.
Well, Hulu has part 1 and 2, so
Oh, does it?
waiting for Disney Plus to get them.
That's gonna be
Well, I mean
interesting.
that they own it. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen,
'Cause
but
they have to have like the mature section side of Disney. Like,
Oh no, that's what they put the mature section on Hulu, basically.
oh, is that what it comes down to?
Yeah, that's why it's on. They basically own Deadpool, right? So that's why it's on Hulu.
Makes sense.
that makes sense. Yeah.
All right, so I think that's it as far as media wise goes. I'm sure there's more out there, but it just feels like a very slow week. Like not a whole lot is coming out about movies and TV series. But in the video game realm, we also still don't have a whole lot going on. I'll save the best one for last, I guess. The only thing I guess I could announce is that Nintendo reveals Mario Red and Blue Edition Switch console. So in case you're a really big Mario fan, here's a limited edition Switch console you can get. The Mario Red and Blue Edition replicates the iconic colors of Nintendo's mascot with red Joy-Con controllers featuring blue straps and blue grips that mimic Mario's dungaree straps. The dock and system unit itself are also red rather than the traditional black format. Additionally, the Mario Red and Blue Edition also ships with a matching carrying case as well as a screen protector. I'm not a fan of the look of this one. I don't know if you guys are looking it up right now, but I don't know. It doesn't look that appealing to me.
Really? I gotta check it out. Hold on. Pause.
It looks like a Nintendo Switch with different colors. Is it the same price?
I would assume so.
Yeah, but it does include a carrying case, so I assume it'd be more, right?
I don't know. I didn't see a price mentioned. I mean, maybe it depends.
Oh, really?
Like it depends. Sometimes these limited edition things, whatever comes bundled with them, would still sell at the standard price, and it's only limited edition, so it's not like they're. I'm sure they're not losing out on money.
Do you think they'll sell out?
They were sure.
Every
sure.
well, the Animal Crossing one didn't. It sold out right away, but they've restocked those. So it's like I don't know. The Pokemon one, the Pikachu and Eevee one, that one's gone. Like you can't get that one anymore at all, and it did sell out. So I would assume this one will because like right, it's not just like any Nintendo character. It is Mario, and this is the 35th anniversary that apparently the company's going like really hard, like as far as marketing goes. So I would assume collectors will just snatch a couple for resale value and just to have one like under mantle to say that they have this limited edition Mario console.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think a Pokemon would sell out way faster than a Mario one.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. If I had to pick, I'd say Pokemon.
Well, I kind of do like the whole red thing, but it's nothing that screams like Mario, except for, of course, like I guess the color of the plastic joystick controller.
Is there even an M on it?
No, nothing, except for the covering case, I guess, that where it has like little Mario, like Mario shell, like the blue shell, the star. If I think I see one.
Not an extra Joy-Con with green and blue for player 2?
No, just
think about that. That'd be smart.
Just red and blue, I guess. But if your favorite color is red, sure, get it. I probably end up getting it. It comes out February 12th. If it's the same price, what, like $300?
You're really gonna get this one?
I don't have one.
I know,
so
but
yeah, so neither do I.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
buy?
I wouldn't mind it because like one of my second favorite color, it's red.
It will be sold at 300. Yeah.
300? Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, just the console itself, but like any Mario bundle, like I don't think there's any.
They're not gonna bundle a game with this. Not for the $300 price tag.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind getting this for myself at least.
Well, we'll hold you to that then.
I mean, if I have the money for it, yeah, sure, but.
Well, then hopefully that new system. Well, I don't think it is, but that drops down the original system price, and you never know. Maybe we'll all have Switches.
It's not going to drop down the standard one.
No, I don't think so either. But I'm just
this guy.
A man can dream, can he? I have a dream. Oh yeah, happy Martin Luther King Day on Monday. Yeah, don't worry about it. God, can I celebrate that? I know Mike would say something about it.
What the? Why would I say anything about it?
Yeah, okay.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
All right, and the next headline here: Ham's been talking with his boys down at Bethesda because
Oh
it
yeah!
seems like Ham has convinced him to go beyond Fallout and venture into a new IP. Coming
Ooh.
from Bethesda and Lucasfilm Games comes Indiana Jones the Game. Machine Games, responsible for Wolfenstein The New Order and Wolfenstein The New Colossus, and Bethesda are partnering with Lucasfilm Games on a standalone Indiana Jones game to be executive produced by Bethesda Game Studios director Todd Howard. They did release a teaser trailer.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It's not much. It's just a bunch of like his
Oh.
like passport, his map, a souvenir here and there, and then him picking up his hat and whip. You don't see him.
I was about to say
You
no
You
whip.
don't see him. You don't see him, but you just see his hand picking up the hat and the whip. All I'm gonna say is I really like Indiana Jones. Don't fuck this up.
I was gonna say it's Bethesda, man.
I think I remember telling Bethesda something about that with a game that came out that I'm still playing. But
see, I would think Indiana Jones should be like kind of like Uncharted style, right? Like,
It should be, yeah, for
has
sure.
Bethesda released anything that's similar to Uncharted?
No, that's something I was gonna ask you guys because so far all their games have been all first person,
Uh,
like
I mean,
shooting.
technically, you can
RPG.
put it in
Shooter
third
or
person.
RPGs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not Doom.
Well, Doom is a shooter.
Doom is a shooter,
Yeah.
first person.
But I'm saying, but it's not RPG. You just said
Shooters
RPG,
or
right?
RPGs.
I said, yeah, shooters
Oh,
or RPGs, but so far everything has been first person though.
No, but I'm saying in Fallout or Skyrim, you can put it in third person. You can switch.
Yeah, but it still doesn't kind of feel right though. Like everything, it should be in first person. That's
It
just
just makes me
me.
wonder, like, why Indiana Jones and like why now? Like, it
I
just
don't
seems
know.
strange. Like, are they trying to capitalize on the movie coming out? Like,
I guess
Maybe.
they are. I guess they're just trying to make money.
Or are they going to do all of Indiana Jones? That's what I'm wondering.
no. So,
Nah,
well,
they'll-
the part of the story behind this is that we're going to be playing Indiana Jones kind of basically in his prime, like at the top of his career. So I feel like this is going to be like an end. Like, it sounds like it should be like the final game, I guess, of Indiana Jones. Like like this is it. Like he has his one last big outing, and that's it. You're no longer going to be Indiana Jones. Like I feel like there's going to be a passing of the torch or something in that game, which doesn't.
Oh yeah,
I
Shia
love
LaBeouf.
fact.
God.
Shia LaBeouf. Daddy.
God. But to be fair,
Yes, please defend
If-
Bethesda. Go ahead.
Please.
oh no!
While eating your pizza.
They probably ate pizza at that
Sorry,
meeting.
put it back up. I was there. No, did you guys ever play the Ghostbusters game that came out?
The one that you kind of talked positive about, right? No,
Yeah. If they do, no.
no,
but
I
did you?
haven't. But
Anybody?
I do remember.
I haven't.
Not just you, but there was a lot of positive reception about it with the story.
Yeah, exactly. If they could just pull that off with the Indiana Jones, I would probably get it.
I'm gonna hope it just comes out on Games Pass.
Well, with Bethesda and Xbox New Deal, I don't see why
Yeah,
not.
that's what I'm banking on right now.
I'm gonna wait
For what?
for it to come out.
Okay.
Well, that's it
Okay.
as far as I don't know headlines go. Like I said, I don't have much of anything else that I found interesting enough, unless you guys have anything.
No, I'm ready to talk some Mando.
Leave it to him.
Does anybody know when the next good game is supposed to come out?
Does anyone know when you're gonna get closer to the mic so we can actually hear you?
Oh, because I was eating the pizza. No. Anybody know when the next good game is coming out? Like anticipated, I
The
should say.
medium, maybe.
Well,
Really?
Have you heard of any other game that's coming out anytime soon?
how about you, Mike? Any game coming out soon that?
I still don't have. I don't barely even play my PlayStation anymore. Like I don't even follow like what game is coming out at all. Like I thought the medium already came out, so that's how far I am right now in video game knowledge.
Hmm. Well, how about games you guys are playing, like Squadron? How's that
Hey,
turning out?
Mike, where's the intermission?
Oh wait, let me hold on. I got it in my pocket. Intermission.
Mandalorian season 2. We finally get around to talking about this season after what, almost a month now? It's when did the
Yeah,
last
almost
episode
a
come
month.
out?
December 18th.
Yeah, so just about a month, and I'm sure everyone has already said their opinions and takes on it. We're still going to give ours. The way we're going to go about this is we'll give a quick rundown overall season, what your card is, and then we'll go episode by episode talking a little bit more in depth, although I feel like the last episode is probably going to be where most of our conversation comes in from.
For sure.
But overall, the entire season, Mike, what card would you give it?
Shit, a gold card. No good. I mean, of course, I don't know if that it's allowed, but for sure, green card. Like green to the highest green. I
Ham?
loved it.
I'm gonna agree with Mike with both. If I can and will, I'll give it a green card or a gold card. But yes, a green for sure.
Okay. I will give it a green card without a doubt. I don't know if I'll give it my gold card yet, but I would definitely agree with green card.
I still had one from last last time, right? They roll over.
Yeah, they
About
roll
that
over.
with the
man.
minutes here.
Gold cards roll over.
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
so
like,
Mandalorian
we-
season 2 got a lot of hype. Well, one of our biggest concerns, right? I think we all could agree that one of our big concerns was, can they uphold the same hype that they did with the first season? Can they do better than the first season? And then we did talk about episode 1 a little bit, where I remember saying for myself, I was like, I feel like they spent all of their budget on the first episode, because like I thought that was pretty high production.
Good CGI, yes.
With the crate dragon and just everything in general.
Yeah.
I was obviously wrong when we saw episode 2.
Yeah, season 2, episode 2 was like hold my beer.
And it just got more, and it just got better and better, I think, overall. All right, so let's go through the episodes. We did talk heavily about episode 1, or chapter 9, as they call it, the Marshal, where we have the Mandalorian come across. I already forget his name. The guy that stole Boba Fett's armor.
Yes.
Cobe. Is it like Cobe?
Hoda or something like that?
Cobe. I think it's Koba or Cobe.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We all agreed. Really good episode. Great
really
Dragon was really cool. Him flying out of the Crate Dragon's mouth with the jetpack and everything, badass. I don't think we have to talk about this one too much. So let's go into episode 2, or chapter 10, The Passenger. This was the frog one.
Yes.
I remember telling Ham that this one was really good, and I like this one more than the other one, and it was because I was biased, because they had fucking X-Wings in this one. It was just badass to see X-Wings and the pilots do their shit, and I was like, yes, this is the episode for me.
I liked episode 2. I did touch base that it was like a side quest episode, but it felt good though. It was really it was enjoyable to watch. And the CGI was, man.
The spiders, man, come on, you didn't like the spiders?
Eight-legged freaks.
Yeah, I did watch watched half of the behind the scenes of season 2, and the spiders were an original concept by one of the creators, or one of the original episodes that they never used. It was a concept art, and they just used it for. It was supposed to be in Dagobah for some reason, but they used his original drawings to create those spiders, which I thought that was cool, but I didn't care for them. It was. I don't want to say it, but an alien knockoff. But it wasn't bad, but yes, it had the X wings.
That's all
I'm
I
sure
needed.
you wouldn't like it as much if the X wings weren't there.
But they were needed.
For sure.
Couldn't
And
have
then,
the episode about the X-Wings. Who the
and
hell
then
is going to chase after Mandalorian, huh?
Right.
Right, and then I think they did introduce one of the Rangers of the pilots. Sorry, the pilots of the X-wing, that he's connected to the spin-off series of
Is he?
the New Republic.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's
I
because
didn't know
he
that.
appears again later in the series, doesn't
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know,
later
yeah.
on. Yeah,
he? Yeah. I don't know. The alien thing was kind of weird. I think it was just it's established itself from the first season, right? These are just individual episodes. They don't have to necessarily make a meaningful connection to the next one, and you should just enjoy it standalone. And I think this one was just, yeah, it was fine. I think it was fun to watch. This is the one that caused controversy behind the whole Yoda or Baby Yoda eating the eggs kind of thing.
That's whatever. He was hungry, man.
Yeah, I don't know why that got so much heat. I was like, so what?
Oh.
Just
Well, yeah, they were unfertilized eggs. It's just like eating chicken egg.
but the CGI still again upholds its own, like with the spiders, and then when they were navigating through the ice, like the X-wings chasing
I
after
thought that was better,
the Mandalorian. I thought this was good. This was solid. Like, if you're bored, man, Ham, you're just picky. That's all I'm gonna say.
No. To be fair, I liked the first one better than the second one.
But there's X-wings.
I'd rather have a TIE fighter.
You watch
Yep.
your mouth.
Yep.
You deserve to get smacked.
Wait until we play Squadrons. I'm gonna shoot the fuck out of you in that game.
Ooh, and I would just
No,
watch
they
and
don't have any
laugh.
shields. I don't want to ship with no shields. Shit.
All right, so we go into chapter 11. This is the
Oh no.
This is the heiress. Is this the one where he meets the new Mandalorian, or not the new Mandalorians, but the other Mandalorians?
Yeah.
Yes, where he gets saved
Because
by.
she's the heiress.
What's her name?
Isn't it
That's all Mike's
Bo-Katan?
Bo-Katan?
Yeah. Okay. This one, I think I remembered saying, I don't know if it was this one or the next one, but I kind of started feeling like, when are we going to be done with these side quests? Like, this one had like a side quest within a side quest within a side quest.
Thank you for saying that, because I'm looking at, I was going back after watching this episode. I feel like there was something missing with this episode, because it was pretty cool to see all these, the action in the end and stuff like that. But I just felt like there was only like 2% of story, and it was just more of side quest stuff of like, hey, if you help me get this thing, I'll tell you where to go. And that's pretty much what the story left off to. Everything else was just introducing new characters, but of course in the end it went back to them. But I still felt I don't know. I felt like it was just weird of how they did this episode.
I actually like this one. Sounds like I like this one more than you guys, but I do feel what you were talking about. It's just, he gets captured and then they show up out of nowhere and they're like, oh, well, if you do this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But everything up to when they're like boarding the ship, I thought was cool. The beginning part, not so much. Oh, he gets betrayed again, guys. But as soon as the action starts on the ship, I liked it.
I don't know. There's nothing that memorable about this episode for me.
Like, there wasn't
the
really
introduction
much.
of her.
Yeah, but
Bo-Katan.
I know there's a following for Bo-Katan because she was introduced in
Huh.
Rebels, or was it Clone Wars?
I think it's both.
I don't remember.
I think it's both.
I don't remember either, but like people love the fact that she was in there, but at the same time, like me, I don't know the backstory behind this, but it's just, again, I was just getting tired of the side quest because right, he just had a whole mission of like he had to escort this frog thing to her husband, and then he's like, oh. Yeah, that's right. You brought her over, so now I can tell you where the Jedi are. Oh, wait, but there's someone that knows where the Jedi are, so go talk to that one. Oh, you want to know where the Jedi are? You got to do something for me. Oh, we're going to go over here. Oh, but if you want to go advance further, we got to do something else. I'm like, just stop with these missions. Like, just give them the damn answers at this point. Like, I don't care. Like, just get to the point. And that bothered me even more when we got to the next episode, which is...
I told you guys from the beginning, I'm like, I don't know about this since the first episode. And then that's why I was worried. That's why I gave it a yellow card, because I was like, I'm worried how this is going to continue and be the same thing, which I warned you guys.
Well, true, but I mean, I guess my tolerance was higher than yours.
I felt it, man. I felt the disturbance in the force. All right.
The next episode, the siege, is where he meets back up with I already forgot her name.
Cara
Dune, and
Grief.
Sure, I don't know. I don't really care for that guy that much.
Whoa! He drank, man!
Yeah, of course, you with the drink. And then we also get the introduction of guy behind the scenes, the camera guy or whatever. Do you remember this
his
one?
jeans?
Yeah.
The action figure, yeah.
Because this was another side mission, right? Because he goes to Cara Dune for help to look for... I forget what he...
Were we there already?
I think it was the location of a certain planet, and then they were like, okay, if you help me out, like clear this base, we'll help you.
Yeah, because he was finding
I think it was like what repair the ship.
Yes.
No.
Well, he had to repair the ship,
Mm-hmm.
and then while he was there, because it was going to take a while, they were like, hey, since you're here, can you help us take down this Imperial base they thought was like empty, but it's actually completely still filled, like still used. But this is also where we get to it, where I don't remember if we're introduced to the Doctor, but we do see the Doctor talk about how they've been using Baby Yoda's blood, I guess, to try to clone him or something like that. Like they're trying to use his blood to harness the Jedi powers.
To use the Jedi powers and stuff. And this is, well, to me, I really did like this episode because it was sort of hints of like, okay, are they trying to fix what episode like 7 and 8 tried to do?
But a little bit, yeah.
Right? Where like, because we do see like these big jars that have somebody inside, but we don't get a clear view of it. And people are speculating that it's Snoke.
Yes,
baby Yoda created Snoke or something like that.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so because of course in episode 9 it was just you do see a whole bunch of bodies of Snoke, but it was because of Palpatine creating Snoke because he was in hiding. That made no sense, and I feel like they're trying to fix that mistake with the Mandalorian, with this episode. But it was very interesting though to see if they're going to take on a new take with Snoke or somebody else.
Yeah. Well, no, going back to what Sal said, he was introduced in the first season, the Doctor. Do you remember?
Vaguely. That's why I was like, I think we have seen him before, but he didn't really stand out as much.
Yeah, he was in episode 3 for sure. When
there was 1, remember?
Well, yeah, episode 1, and then he showed up in episode 3 when Mando came and saved Baby Yoda.
Is this the episode that it ends with the Dark Troopers?
Yes, it ends with the Dark Troopers.
Okay.
Yeah, like a quick whatever.
Yeah. I didn't know what they were at first. Like, I mean, obviously they're supposed to be badass droids, but I didn't know there was like a whole. Was it a video game or a comic book origin for these things?
One or the other. Yeah, I think.
So I mean, I like that this I like that the series is pulling from a lot of different media. I like that
Mm-hmm.
it's pulling from the video games, it's pulling from the books, the comic books, like
The
from
anime
anything,
series.
anything and everything. And just like you had mentioned beforehand, like how this is kind of like the Iron Man of the Star Wars universe at this point, where it's
Yeah.
like opening up now things to bigger and better things. And I guess for
Mhm.
me, and I'm gonna say this now because it's gonna
Huh.
build up to something later when when Mandalorian was coming out and knowing that it's a Star Wars series, I have gone into this series not expecting anything to directly connect to any Star Wars movie. Like to I guess to maybe clarify, like I don't care
Yeah.
if they don't refer to another character. I don't care if they refer to an event. Like I just want to see the Mandalorian in this Star Wars universe and do his own thing. And so like the only thing maybe I expected was Boba Fett. And that's kind of obvious. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Boba Fett is
Yeah.
tied with the Mandalorians, and I think was kind of talked about already beforehand. So it was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna eventually see probably Boba Fett, but nothing else. Like the fact that we get Dark Troopers, the fact that you have Ahsoka Tano in here, and obviously the bigger cameo at the end. I never would have crossed my mind, and it surprises me, and I'm happy that they do it. Although it does come with some concern, which kind of goes with Ham's thing, which we'll talk about later. So
Mhm.
I just like the fact though that they are surprising people with all these references, but I'm worried now that it's kind of getting to the point where they're like the fans are starting to now jump the gun and be like, oh well, in this episode they're gonna have to introduce this and this. Like I don't want people to like get their hopes up for something
For
that
disappointing.
may not happen.
Yeah.
So, moving on from there, we finally get episode 5, chapter 13, The Jedi. This is where we get the introduction of Ahsoka Tano, who's played by Rosario Dawson. This was a pretty badass episode. I really like it.
Yeah.
The intro
Yeah.
was really cool. I think the fight scene at the end between Ahsoka and I forget the bitch's name.
Isn't
Whoa!
her Morgan Elizabeth or something like that?
Sure.
I don't remember.
I thought that was really good. What else was in here? We
We
finally
get
get the
the
reveal of Baby Yoda's name, which is Grogu.
Oh yeah.
Grogu. Hmm.
How does that name settle with you guys?
I don't know.
Do you still call him Baby Yoda, or do you
I
call him
still call him
Grogu?
Baby. I still call him Baby Yoda because I'm not fully sold on the name. Like,
Oh, the
it's just
gesture.
kind of weird of how you build up a character, right, of a story, and then when you hear his name, it's like, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like, for an example, like Han Solo. That's a cool, badass name. Yeah, that's Han Solo. Luke Skywalker. Princess Leia. The Mandalorian.
Yeah, but that's their names. What else do you call them? Like maybe
And
Chewbacca and Chewie,
then
but I
when you
don't
see
know.
this cute little thing, Grogu. It's like, really? Like, who the hell wrote a name in the hat, and this is what you guys pulled out?
What-
But sure, it's fine. I mean, it's Baby Yoda. I forget it. He's cute. I love him.
So Mike hates it. All right.
I don't hate it. No, I don't hate it. It just still hasn't built, even to this day.
It's not
like,
merchandise material.
yeah, it's not merchandise. Like, I don't
Grogu.
want.
You got the Grogu edition, huh?
Like, like when I buy him off of the store, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, you guys have Grogu?" No, I'm still gonna call him Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's sticking to Baby Yoda.
And even then, that wasn't even the original name. So even it's like the Baby Yoda, the child Grogu. I think would, of course, gonna call him Baby Yoda, but I think the second name would be Grogu instead of the child, right?
I like the child a
I
lot
think
more
I'm just
than
gonna
Grogu.
continue to call him merchandise.
What, you don't like the name?
All right.
No, I
that's a
just
good one.
don't. I just think this whole Baby Yoda Grogu thing is just a merchandise ploy.
Ooh, I do want to talk about. Well, yeah,
It literally
we'll
is, and
get
I
to
think
that
the
later.
end, like even the end of the series, is kind of like
Uh-huh.
I feel like confirms that it was a merchandise ploy. Like we can get there when we get there.
Well,
But
I can't wait to see new costumes for. Yeah.
but Ahsoka Tano. So Mike, you've known Ahsoka longer than Ham and I have, I think, maybe.
Mhm.
Not as much.
I've gotten to
I'm
know
not
more of
that
her
deep
personally.
into. Yeah, not that much. I'm only knowing her from a little bit of what the Clone Wars, and I'm not done with that. I'm not. I actually started all over again to fully understand the story because I only saw bits and pieces of it, and she's really cool. She's a person that was Anakin
Padawan.
Skywalker's Padawan, and then she was pretty much went through a lot of hell when he turned to Darth Vader and stuff. So she definitely was trained by the strongest Jedi ever.
But she's not a Jedi, which was an interesting thing that I found out that I that she
Yeah,
mentioned in there, and I was like, oh, that's bizarre. Like, why? And like now, it kind of makes me go back and think like I need to watch Clone Wars to understand why she's not considered a Jedi, even though she has Force powers and carries a lightsaber. So
I don't. I think the council didn't grant her. That's what it is. I guess you need approval of the council to be a Jedi. Is that correct?
probably I would assume, yeah, because that's what. Well, Anakin went through the same thing to be Padawan, and then had to go through the same thing to be considered a Jedi Knight, I think, or Jedi Master.
Master.
Jedi Master,
Yeah.
and they didn't grant him the title of Jedi
Okay.
Master, only
So
Jedi Knight.
so Ahsoka failed a test, basically.
Also,
Or maybe she didn't get to the test because everybody was already dead.
Okay.
well, also I think she. What I think, if whatever I read or saw, or I think she told them just to fuck themselves, basically.
Ooh.
But
Ooh.
I'd have to look that up.
This was a good
But I'm
episode.
gonna rewatch
This
it.
was a strong episode. I think
Hmm.
this is when I said I'm glad this episode happened when it happened, because this didn't feel like another side quest to a side quest. Although it did end with another fucking side
Yeah.
quest where it was like, God damn it. Like,
Well, yeah. To be fair,
But it
he
was
was like,
great though.
well, he was like, oh, I will help you do that, and you will take him, right? And then she's like, sure. And then she's like,
yeah, I
psych.
know. The back and forth was bothering me, but I was like, oh, the action is still cool, but like, because then at the end, right? Because she says she can't train him because she's technically not a Jedi, so
Mhm.
he has to take him now to a stone to summon a Jedi, or to send out a message. And if a Jedi picks
Mhm.
it up, if there's still any out there, which I did like those subtle references that, this is still post, what is it like? No, like the Jedi is still disbanded. Like no one knew
Yeah.
that a Jedi still existed out there. So it's kind of, I did
Mhm.
like those subtle references,
Hmm.
but he has to go on this mission again to go and find his stone or whatever. And so then we get into chapter 14, which is the tragedy. This is the Boba Fett one, right?
Yeah, the Boba Fett.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. So he goes to the stone, puts Baby Yoda on the stone, has like this weird blue aura. Baby Yoda gets high on this force power, and
Yep.
Mandalorian sees the Slave One come in, which is still a cool ship. I love the Slave One.
Yeah.
And then we get the guy that we saw at the end of the first episode in the season, right?
Episode 5. He showed up in episode 5. You remember
From last season, yeah.
from last season when
Yeah.
the episode that we both, I mean, all three of us didn't like,
Well, we saw the
where
boots.
we saw the
Wow.
boots and carrying what's her name what's her name
Fennec.
again?
I
Fennec.
don't remember either.
Fennec, and you come to find out that Fennec is actually alive because the person that saved her was Boba Fett,
Yep.
And
and that was such a mind twist. Like, who did anybody like fangirled? Was it just me?
I think so.
Really? You guys were not like, holy shit!
It was really.
When he starts
It
fighting,
was
yes.
really
No.
cool. It was really good. The fact that he was back in his armor too. I don't know.
Knee missiles? That was pretty badass.
Yeah, but where the hell did that come from? Like, I felt like they added a couple extra things on his armor that weren't originally there, and it's like, did you really need to do this?
I think I saw something there that it was there.
Maybe,
Actually.
I don't know, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what it was. Like, I was excited. It was really cool to see it, but after that, it was just like, okay, let's focus on Mandalorian again, because that was, again, that's one of my concerns. is I feel like they haven't focused too much on Mandalorian himself as a character. Like it's always been
Really?
about
I feel the opposite.
Baby Yoda. It's always been about like, you know, these introduction of these new characters, but it's not it just barely touches back on the Mandalorian himself.
I think season 1 did it way better.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. Season 1 did it way better.
They had the flashbacks. They had him talking to that woman about, I can't stay here. I gotta go with the baby. Don't take my helmet off.
But this season was definitely very much focused on Boba Fett. Like, this was like, hey, everybody, we finally got Boba Fett. Now, please watch this a billion times so we get paid for this. Like, that's all it came down to. It was really good action scenes. Like, I know people are gonna shit on me because it feels like I'm knocking down the episode. I'm not. Like, it's a really good episode. I liked it. I liked all the action. I don't think the actress Ming-Na Wen, I think that's how you I'm pretty sure I butchered that name.
Whoa.
But the actress that plays Fennec, she was also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was also the voice of Mulan. She's really good in her action scenes. I think she does a great job, and I'm glad that she's part of spoilers, I guess, ahead of time. She's part of the new series that's going to come out for Boba Fett. It's just that, again, I came to watch Mandalorian for the Mandalorian, not for Boba Fett.
Well, I don't know. I feel quite the opposite. I feel like they do focus on him. It's just the way that I guess the way that they carried over of his backstory wasn't there. But I just felt that the backstory was supposed to be in season 1, and for you to remember in season 2, while he's going through this journey with Grogu, and in the beginning of the episodes, even towards the middle, of just like their chemistry together, how the Mandalorian is actually kind of falling in love with Grogu. Like, it's his own child.
Oh, he fell in love with him?
Oh my god!
Or something very dirty the way you just said.
What? Don't be an idiot. So that's the thing.
He's 50 years old, man.
But still, he's still a baby. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like he's doing the best he can to find his people, because the Mandalorian lost his people when he was younger. So I feel that he's having a connection with him, and for him to get to the right place, so he could grow up, like the right way. Like, instead of him being selfish of like, you know what? No, I'm going to raise him myself. No, he's out there trying to look for his people, people who could train him. At least
you're right, but I was already sold on that in season 1. Like, that's why with season 2, it just felt like they were focusing, and as Ham mentioned, just felt like a platform for spin-offs.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was about to agree with you saying the same thing. They were more focused on maybe developing other characters for the other seasons, and not as much as the Mandalorian in the first season.
But at the same time, wouldn't you guys like? I don't know. To me, I enjoyed it. Like, I was like, you know what? Like, it's opening doors for a lot of possibilities and a lot more things that I feel that fans wanted, instead of a movie like Episode 7 that automatically jumps like 50 years later, or how many years it is that we literally see a continuation of after Episode 6. And I think the Mandalorian season 1 does a phenomenal job, and even season 2 is opening up a whole, like, a lot of doors for a possibility of spin-offs of different stories.
Right, and there's no problem with a series doing that. The problem I have with this is that it did it every episode. Like, it felt like every episode was introducing someone new for a possibility of having some sort of spin-off to them. You had Ahsoka, you had Bo-Katan, you had Cara Dune, which we know is going to be the headrunner for the New Republic. Whatever the marshal person is from the first episode. You know, there's possibly
you also said the pilot.
The pilot. You can't forget the fucking X-wings. Like, it just felt like this season was like, hey, we don't know how much longer we're going to go with this, so let's just make sure we have spin-offs to ensure that we keep the Star Wars universe open. And that, again, there's no problem with that. I just, like, the way I keep hearing this season 2 being referred to as like, oh, the Mandalorian's doing this, the Mandalorian's opening this. It just sounds like the Mandalorian is just a platform, and you're no longer talking about the person.
No, I mean, to me, I'm not. I'm talking about the person and like I don't know. For me, I enjoyed every episode, and I was always like intrigued of of what they're going to do, what character they're going to introduce, and because so far, what it seems that is connecting perfectly with the clone, with so far every Star Wars material that's out there, and it's like opening it up a lot more. Like I mentioned, because there's a lot of doors. This shit is all like Home Depot. Everybody get a door because we're gonna open them up for you.
Okay.
But yeah, but
More like Monsters Inc. Maybe, I don't know, but
probably I like that idea more. But
yeah,
but I don't know.
I
I enjoyed this Boba Fett episode like a lot when
it's
Oh, yeah,
definitely
me
a
too.
fan service episode. I think it's a fan service
Yeah.
episode,
Yeah.
especially with
Yeah.
this was the seismic charge one, right? Where is it this episode? Oh my gosh, I can't.
No, you keep talking about this seismic charge. No,
Is
it's
it the
later
later
on
one?
when
Okay, I
they're
don't know. Sorry, I just really like the
yeah.
seismic charge. Just gives.
Yeah, I
That's
know
like,
you do.
that's like
You're
the best
jumping
part of episode
two
2.
more
That's like the only
episodes
good thing that came out of episode
Yeah.
2's Attack of the Clones. So, anyway, it's still a good episode, and I like that. They put a little bit of humor into it, I guess, with the whole rocket thing. Remember, because it did look like he was
A
aiming
little
for
bit.
the other one.
Oh, at the end,
He was like,
yeah.
I was aiming for the other one, and they just looked at each other and was like, oh, okay, all right. He's got a little comedy in him, I guess.
And also, too, I want to mention, because me going back through our texts, right? We barely talked about Mandalorian while it was going. Like, I think all of us promised was like, we'll hold our opinions after the season is over, any predictions and everything like that. There was a couple people that I talked to, and I thought I'd talk to you guys about it. About Baby Yoda on the stone, him getting like that force shield of him connecting with somebody out there. I was telling them, the other people.
Oh yeah, there we go.
No, it's true, because I mentioned something.
No, it is. Yeah,
I mentioned something about the New Republic, and Sal's right about that. You know, that I only mentioned that, and I thought I mentioned something else, but with you guys, but I didn't. Where I felt like, well, he's supposed to be contacting a Jedi, right? And then I was like, okay, what other Jedi is alive at this moment?
This is why I had brought up earlier about why I don't want to have any expectations, right? Because doing something as iconic as Luke Skywalker or Han Solo or any of the big major Star Wars characters, like, you can't fuck that up. Like, we've seen the episodes 7, 8, and 9. They fucked it up for a couple of them, and a lot of people were disappointed and are hating the new trilogy because of it. So, like, that's why I just don't. I didn't put 2 and 2 together for myself. Like, it's for me. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't know if it even worked, right? Because we didn't even see the aftermath. The episode ended with the Dark Troopers coming down. They captured him and they took him up, and now he's Moff Gideon, right? Yeah, Moff Gideon's prisoner at this point.
Prisoner.
And so, yeah, I don't know. But you did not mention that to us. We did not have that conversation. But yeah, I did not think about that any further because I didn't want to be. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it just never crossed my mind because if I'm watching Mandalorian, I just want to watch about the Mandalorian, and that's it. All right, so
and then no, but I do want to go back and agree with Sal, like he just mentioned again. It's called the Mandalorian. It's not called the Mandalorian and Friends. It's just
Mandalorian and his amazing
If anybody got that,
friends.
Garfield and Friends. Yeah.
Let's go fight.
Now we get into chapter 15, titled "The Believer," and honestly, this is my favorite episode out of the entire series. I really, really like this one.
This one was really good.
This one, we get the Mandalorian has to acquire some data from from an Imperial base to find Moff Gideon's ship. Basically, I think that's what it comes down to. He has Cara Dune help him enlist. I forget this guy's name. Ham, it's your boy.
Mayfield. But played by Bill
Burr. Yes. To enlist him because he's the only one that he knows as close with the Imperials. Used to be an Imperial trooper, and so using him, his name, his rank and code or whatever, we'll be able to get it faster. And so they plan basically this heist to get to the Imperial base. Which that whole sequence on the what do you call it? The large rover looking things.
Oh fuck! You should know. I don't
yeah,
know, but I know what you mean.
the Jeep. I call it the Jeep.
And they're
Let's call it the transporter. How about that?
Okay, sure, Jason Statham. They're being chased by the pirates, and the whole fight sequence was really cool. But my favorite thing about this episode was that it touched on what it means to be the Mandalorian, or like the perspectives of like, we're all the same people, we're all doing the same shit to survive. Like, you're no different than I am. Like, I don't know. I've always favored that whole concept, because it is true, right? He's taken his mask off before, and is that a Mandalorian rule? Is that just his rule? Like, who says like that is what he has to keep to? Because then we see him break his rule again. He took his mask off, his helmet off, to get face scan.
Yeah.
Because Mayfield wouldn't do it. He was too afraid to get caught by one of the Imperial captains or whatever.
Yeah, Velen, I think his name is Velen Haas.
Maybe, I don't remember.
Haas or something.
But then,
I thought that was stupid though, because he then says hi to him when he's like in trouble. I'm like, if you're gonna say hi anyways, then
the thing is that they were trying to avoid him. They were doing the best they can to avoid.
Yeah, but he does anyways.
That's to save the Mandalorian, because that's the point. Because that's the point where, like, oh shit, like Mandalorian is doing something that he religiously was very adamant about not doing. Fuck, like if he's gonna go out of his way to do something that goes against what he believes in, then I should I should help him. I need to help him in this situation. It's only fair. Like, they have like this weird,
I love
they
that
had like this weird, like this very odd, maybe rushed friendship going on that they didn't realize, because Mandalorian was like ignoring him the entire time up until that point. Yeah. But I think Mayfield just kind of kept true to what he believed, is like they're not different. Like they're not different people at all. And so
yeah, because he says it in the
and so for him to see the Mandalorian go, beyond what he believes in, like he just felt like he should help him out of that situation, because maybe he felt like he egged him on. Maybe he felt guilty about it.
Yeah,
I still no. The reason why he didn't to begin with was because he'll recognize me, and then he goes anyway. It's a nitpick, but I'm like
I think it kind of is a nitpick. Like, I'm not trying to like.
No. I mean, the episode's good. Everything, the way it's done, just that annoyed me a little bit.
Well, for me, I love that scene of him taking out his helmet, because it just shows that he's comes to terms that, like, this child is more bigger than anything that I believe in, because of something that like I mentioned before, is something that he lost, was, of course, like family and stuff like that, and that's the closest thing he's ever felt, was something that he loved. And then them sitting down with this general guy, right? And Mayfield,
awesome.
Mayfield is just, you just see him then, like, he is about to kill this guy, because like he was a stormtrooper as well, and he lost a whole bunch of people that he cared about because of this guy. And then he just blasts him. I was like, holy shit. And it was really cool. Maybe we're going to see a spin-off from him now.
Well, I think Mayfield is going to be part of the New Republic.
You think so?
Because, right, they let him go at the end, but we get like this one moment where he takes a shot at something, or there's something that impressed Cara Dune. And it's like she takes like a second look at him, and I'm like, oh, is that hinting that we're gonna see him back? Because like, there's no way we're not gonna see him back in something, right? And I think it only makes sense for him to come back to the New Republic. If it seems like he's kind of changed, like his ways. Like, he feels grateful probably for being set free. He feels probably that he did something good, and so Cara Dune is probably gonna go find him again and probably recruit him for the New Republic.
Especially after this episode, like shit.
I love Bill Burr. I think he's a great. He was a great. He did great in this episode. I loved it.
Yeah. Go watch F is for Family on Netflix.
Not sponsored. This, like I said, this is my favorite episode out of the entire season. Like this upholds, like for sure. Like if we can give individual cards for each episode, this one will get my gold card for the season.
Ah,
really. I think I'm a basic bitch. I will give it to the last episode.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't mentioned the thermal stuff from this episode too. So,
Yeah.
where Boba Fett drops the. Yeah, exactly.
Seismic charges.
Flies low. Yeah, see.
Like it's such, God, I only want to watch episode 2 just for that. Just for that scene, the Obi-Wan versus Jango Fett space scene. Like such a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now let's move on to the grand finale. Chapter 16,
Yes.
The Rescue. Probably the episode where I'm going to say some controversial things and Mike is going to yell at me for it.
Uh-oh.
Exactly. I
Where's
was
my
about to say,
drink?
Han, get your glass filled up and ready. Chapter 16. So they did get, the location of Moff Gideon's ship. This starts off with them trying to figure out, like, how are they going to board this ship? They're planning out this whole thing. So they kidnapped the scientist. Because they found apparently the ship where the scientist was on, and then it's everybody: Boba Fett, Fennec, Cara Dune, Mando. They plan out. Okay, we're gonna break in with using this Imperial shuttle, and then you guys are gonna go here. Mando, you're gonna go save the child. Bo-Katan is part of this episode. Bo-Katan is, I guess, gonna help clear the way to the bridge to find Moff Gideon himself, because Bo-Katan really wants that dark saber, which we find out later why it's so important to her. So first thing I'm going to say about this episode is that this episode did a scene better than Avengers Endgame did.
What was that?
Oh yeah, I mean I've seen all the memes and yes, agreed.
So we get like them storming through this base, this ship, and it's all female. Like you have Bo-Katan, you have Fennec, you have Cara Dune, and they're just being badass and just like blasting everybody through. I did not even really think about it until after the fact. Like I didn't notice it until like my 5th time watching this episode, where I was like, God damn. See, this is the way it should have been done in Avengers Endgame, where it didn't feel forced. Like, this felt completely natural. They had set up all of these characters. They had set up this plan. Like, they were going to, meet at this point. They're going to plan this heist. And it just felt natural for all of this whole female battalion. I'm going to call them battalion because they just showed it. They were badass characters. So, top notch. Way to go, Mando. You get 1 point over Avengers Endgame on that.
I thought it was actually pretty cool. I wasn't even thinking about that just until you brought it up right now. It was just, I guess, so smooth of how they did it. Instead of it, like you mentioned, like force and stuff.
Let's talk about the Mandalorian and the dark saber situation. So we get, well, actually, no.
Yeah,
before that, he battles Moff Gideon.
No, after he battles then.
No. Dark Trooper
was first, and then after he battled Darth Gideon.
Because Mando's mission was to make sure that the Dark Troopers get like jetted out into space.
Oh yeah,
so that way they're not a problem. And by the time he gets there, like they've already been activated, and one gets through, and he has like this fight. Which I like that they brought back the staff from the Ahsoka Tano episode, that he uses it to fight against a Dark Trooper. I thought the whole choreography behind that was pretty good. Goes to show you that I guess Dark Troopers are that almost invincible.
He was getting
in a way
the shit out, like kicked out of it. I can't even speak right now, but he was getting his ass kicked. It was pretty bad. Like, it was very intense though. I was like, holy shit! There's no way that he's gonna like pretty much almost die.
I thought they were going to put him in that position because he gets punched in the face like straight forward like a few times. By the
I saw somewhere that the mask is pressurized.
Okay, but still though, like that was very intense.
It was.
So he finally confronts Moff Gideon, who happens to be where Baby Yoda is kept prisoner and not at the bridge. And then we get this fight sequence between Moff Gideon with his darksaber and Mandalorian with his staff, which was cool. I don't really have much to say about it.
It was a cool battle scene.
Was it though?
That's
what I'm saying. If it's not memorable, then I wouldn't think it was awesome.
Oh, really?
Because I remember the Dark Trooper.
It was like hacking away and then like blocking, and that's all I remember.
Well, the thing is that I didn't believe that Moff Gideon was a threat to Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Where I was like, Mando could easily beat him because to me, I don't think the show never really, I guess, how can I say, put us in a position to think that Moff Gideon is good at combat.
Yeah, as a fighter, we don't really see that. Yeah.
But he's
True,
really
yeah.
smart though, like as of course, an evil genius. But I never believed in something like, oh, you know what, he could actually kill the Mandalorian, where Mandalorian easily just beats him.
Well, one thing to point out though is that yes, he does beat him, and he has a chance to kill him, but doesn't because he has to uphold his deal. Where the you got to be careful the wording here because it was important to Bo-Katan, right? That Moff Gideon had to surrender to Bo-Katan, and so Mando dragged Moff Gideon over there, and then we find out this whole ordeal behind the dark saber was that like it holds like it's the myth behind it. Like if you hold the dark saber, you are the ruler of the Mandalorians. You are like the highest, like the chosen one, basically. And you are sought as a god in a way. But according to the lore of it, you have to. The person
Or
has
die.
to surrender it to you, and so Bo-Katan is or die, and Bo-Katan is flipping her shit because. Here, Mandalorian comes in, dragging Moff Gideon. He's holding the darksaber like it's nothing, and he's trying to like, here, I don't care about it, just take it. Like this is not what I want. But then Moff Gideon gets into their heads and saying, nope, that's not how it's supposed to be done. She has to fight you to the death for it. Basically, she has to
But
win it
I
over.
don't know how I feel about that
Yeah,
though, because like if Moff Gideon easily like just surrendered, like he now owns the dark saber, where Mando could just like, okay, we could fight real quick, and then he could just like, all right, I healed, like I surrender. Does she really needs to kill him?
Also,
I don't know. It depends what the myth is
I
behind it. I
saw
don't
somewhere
remember the
in
whole
what was
story.
it, Clone Wars or maybe Rebels, where
It was in the Clone Wars.
you said no or yes
Of what?
of her getting the dark saber from someone else, and she was like, "Oh, I don't want it," and just gave it to her, basically.
Well, the thing is, Darth Saber was owned by, I think, by her. I don't want to say master, but I think his name was Vissel or something like that. And I think he got killed by Moff Gideon to get the saber. I might be wrong. Listeners, just correct me on the comments. But I don't think, I think in her mind that she needs to kill instead of somebody just like, all right, if you surrender, yeah, sure. But at the same time, if she was willing for Moff Gideon to surrender to her, why wouldn't she let Mandalorian
Exactly.
do the same thing
Yeah.
too?
I think she probably had it
Yeah.
out like to kill him.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. I don't think
But
she
No,
would have
yeah,
let
for
Moff
like I
Gideon
said,
live.
I saw somewhere where it's like someone else from her whatever clan did get it, and they just gave it to her. Which you can look that up, but I think I was like, well, if that's the case, then what's the problem here? So I don't know. Maybe they're just disregarding that and not making that canon, but I don't know.
So then we get the whole thing gets interrupted because it seems that the dark troopers jetpack their way back to the ship. It goes to show you how almost invincible they can be. They start making their way to the bridge. They start punching down the doors, and then we get the call, the one and only call that everyone was probably confused initially about, and then realized for probably most people, not me, but for most people, very quickly, who basically arrived because they sense a signal coming in. It was an X-wing, and in my head, for me personally, I was like, "Yeah, an X-wing. There we go. That's how you can end this season. X-wing coming in to save the day is just gonna maybe
no,
it's that pilot
maybe it's
from
Wedge
from the early
Antilles.
episode. I don't know. I don't care. But then everything starts to kind of has like the mysterious tone where like now the dark troopers like stop doing whatever that they're doing, and they start turning their attention towards this X-wing that's coming in. You guys had put in, because listeners, these two guys had put in a gift that they agreed that this was basically their reaction. It's the whole like is it
Oh yeah, I thought it
2022
was
Jump
funny though.
Street
Oh
scene
yeah.
where
Well,
when Channing Tatum's character found out or realizes that Jonah Hill's
Yeah,
character was
yeah.
sleeping with
Oh
the captain's
shit.
daughter, and he's like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh
And
shit!" like
listeners,
running around like
my
that. Like,
wife took a picture of me while that was happening. I'm going to post it on Instagram of my reaction. Like I didn't know she took a picture of it. I would my jaw dropped.
see, mine was just slightly different because again, this is why I prefaced all of this by saying I do not expect any big name Star Wars characters to come into the Mandalorian. So when that X-wing came in, I was thinking, oh, what if it's a Jedi? Let's see. We knew Ahsoka. We know Ahsoka Tano was in here. Maybe Ahsoka Tano came back, but that's weird. How did she get an X-wing? I don't care. There's an X-wing. Okay, sure.
yeah.
And then we see like the Rogue come in. I'm like, I wonder if it's like a new Jedi character. I wonder who they're introducing. And then it wasn't until the green lightsaber comes up, and I'm like, is that no? They wouldn't. Would they? And like the whole sequence goes through. Right, we have this badass like Jedi action going on with the Force crush, the Force pull, the Force throws. Like he's using every single like skill tree option in any Star Wars game you
Fully
could think
maxed
of,
out.
and then we find,
Yep.
and then you see the hands because they do show the hands where one has a black glove and the other one is just like the regular hand. I'm like, there's no fucking way they're gonna do Luke Skywalker. There's no way they're gonna put him in there. And then as soon as like he gets to the, because he destroys all the Dark Troopers, and then he gets to the bridge, Yoda does like his whole little like, oh, I sense a connection here. I need to see this person. And Mando's like, open the door. And as soon as the door opens up, you see him all in his black robes, just like from Episode 6. He pulls off the hood. You get that Star Wars like music going. You get that same feeling, and it's Luke Skywalker. It's Mark Hamill himself.
Yeah.
It is Mark Hamill.
It's Mark Hamill.
It is.
It's Mark Hamill. They use de-aging software.
Yeah.
It's Mark Hamill. They use de-aging software on him, and I was just like, I was speechless. I was just like, they did what now? Like, because I did not think in a million years they would introduce a big name like that into the Mandalorian. I don't know. What were your guys' initial reaction before that whole scene continues?
When the X-wing came out, I was like, okay, it's going to be like almost Episode 9, where we get a whole bunch of ships going to help the Mandalorian and stuff like that. But then I only saw one ship, and I was like, no, get out of here. No, not even. And then Baby Yoda still here touching the screen like, and I just saw a man in a robe. And then once I saw the green lightsaber and that glove, I lost my shit. That's when my wife took the picture. I'll send it to you guys. I think she has it, but I'll send it to you. I'll post it. My jaw dropped. I was like, son of a bitch did it. Like, I just can't believe they did that. I can't believe it.
I imagine Ham's reaction was like,
well, I was like, I was the same thing with Mike. I'm like, nah. And I'm like, no, wait a minute, nah. Oh no, it is. No, yeah, I'm like,
oh, no, it
are
is.
they? Are they going? This is happening. I guess this is happening. I don't believe it, but sure. No, but before that, I do want to shout out to John Carlo Esposito. You see his face change like from 0 to 6,000 over 9,000, where he's just like, ha ha ha, you guys are fucked, and then he sees the X-wing, he's like, same thing. He's like, yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like he's like, I need to kill myself right now because I'm fucked. Like his acting was so good, but
Yeah, like the thing is that like I just ignore like the aging CGI because of course it's not 100% good looking.
The only thing I had issue because yeah, there was a whole like not a controversy, but a lot of people did speak out and was like, the CGI sucked on it, whatever. But the only thing I had an issue was when he
Yeah.
was talking.
Yeah, you
The
could
first
definitely
couple
tell by
lines when
the
he was
jaw
talking,
for sure.
it almost seemed like Superman, Justice League, the whole mustache,
Hmm.
debacle, where like his mouth looked like he was barely moving, but yet he was still enunciating words, and I was like, it's a little off, but you're Luke Skywalker, and I haven't seen you in a
Yeah,
while, so
I,
go
I
ahead,
felt the
dude, just do
same
whatever you
exact
got to
way.
do.
For some reason, I just like I don't give a fuck how he looks. It's Luke Skywalker. Like, I mean, I'm gonna speak out just for myself, guys. I think it's very plain and simple of what Star Wars fans really wanted was just like I wouldn't say a continuation of what Episode 7 was trying to do, but this is to me by far just this show alone beats all three of the trilogies of the new ones, and this is the right way of how you do like fan service. Because I don't know about you guys, I got emotional.
Well, I did, yeah, for sure. I mean, I've watched this episode. Well, I saw the episode like 3 times, and then I watched that last scene like 10 times. Because I nitpick. Like I wanted to make sure that the lightsaber action was actually Luke Skywalker's style. And if you go back and look at episodes 5 and 6, like he does battle with like this kind of long stroke, like aggressive kind of style. And I was like, man, they're consistent with
Hmm.
that. And the robes and everything, just making sure like he was to T. Like I've watched this scene so many times, and I get the same feeling every time I watch it. Just the fact that he
Yeah,
just
and I
popped
and
up in
I
this
could just
series.
say this like it. This definitely was something that fans been wanting, or something close to this. And to me, I think this just took it to another level of just like, holy shit! I don't know if anybody really wanted this, but I think everybody deserved this. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. As in, of just feeling like, yeah, this is fucking Star Wars. This is the fucking way.
Oh no, I
Cam,
was
you're
just looking up
fairly quiet.
there is a stand-in for Luke Skywalker. It's his name is Max Lloyd Jones. Yeah, but I forget what he
Yeah,
actually does in the episode. No,
probably
he
just stunt work.
he does something. He does the thing. Who does the thing? Um CGI based roles, blah blah blah.
Well, okay. Well, still going back to it. I mean, did it do anything for you other than oh shit, they did it? Like anything at all? Or are you just like
Of
okay,
course, no.
what
It was
next?
amazing to see him. What I was saying, like, I don't know, it was what Mike was saying about. Yeah, maybe people didn't want it because they didn't know what they wanted. Like yes, give us more. Probably after seeing it, but the ending of the episode, I feel like we'll somehow follow Luke maybe and Grogu doing their thing for a bit, and then eventually Grogu coming back to the Mandalorian. But I feel like, of course, you won't see the end of Baby Yoda. He'll be. Did they even announce anything for Luke Skywalker or anything like or even close to that?
So
No, no, there was no official announcement
just
about anything Luke
rumors.
Skywalker. And
I don't. You saw
I don't
some?
even know if there's any rumors. Go ahead, Mike. What did you see?
So it's just rumors. It's not confirmed. Not 100% because but at the same time, it was just a moment of like I did mention um when we did our episode of when Disney Plus announced all their upcoming shows, including Star Wars, where they have a show called that's coming out. It's called The New Republic. And I did mention, I was like, wouldn't you think like Luke Skywalker will be part of this because he's the only Jedi around for of course for the New Republic. And
I recall the conversation was, "Hey guys, who do you think will play Luke Skywalker?" And then I kept questioning, "What does Luke Skywalker have to do with anything?" And then you couldn't answer my question because you kept going back like, "But who do you think would play
well,
Luke
the thing is, I'm
Skywalker?"
just saying, it's just like, the New Republic. They might need a council, and who are in the councils? Jedi's. So probably he's gonna build up a Jedi core, and then fuck it up in Episode 7.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you're looking at from the Jedi perspective, because when I think New Republic, I'm just looking at I'm thinking of just the troopers. So if I'm gonna, here's maybe my first controversial statement. I don't want to see Luke Skywalker again.
Yeah, he doesn't want to see him in episode 8 or 9.
Well, okay. So let me clarify that. I just like Ham and I had concerns about this season being just basically a platform for spin-offs. I don't want the high hopes or the expectations of like, oh, they brought in Luke Skywalker. Now Luke Skywalker has to be a part of this or this or this. Like, I don't want that to be like a thing that people are going to always look to. Like if people go into New Republic thinking like, oh, it has to do something to Jedi, Luke Skywalker has to be there. And then in the first season, they don't get Luke Skywalker. I just don't want people to be pissed off about that, because that's not fair. Like, you don't need Luke Skywalker to do a lot of things. Like, it was great to have him here. It makes sense. He was the Jedi that, that heard the call. Now, obviously, yeah, we are going to have to get, some info as to what's going on between Luke Skywalker and Grogu. And I'm sure Disney has, in their plans, in their book somewhere, to do a Luke Skywalker spinoff of some kind, maybe. But I just don't want that to be like, I am always going to expect this now because you've done it here, and now I want this in everything that you do. Because again, like, that's the problem with big name characters, is that you have to uphold them to a certain value, to a certain point, and I don't like it when people use that as a means of like, this has to be done this way now.
I don't see it as him. Like, how can I put this?
I don't know, but I mentioned that I don't want to see Baby Yoda jumping into each series like, "Hey, I'm Baby Yoda. Hey, I'm Baby Yoda. Hey, I'm Baby Yoda." I'm like, all right, go back to the Mandalorian. Exactly. So I can't wait for all his outfits. The Republic outfit, the one with what is it? Skywalker outfit, the Bo-Katan outfit. Oh, I can't wait.
I want to see Baby Yoda again because I just love Baby Yoda.
I don't want them to just use Luke Skywalker or any big name actor or character just to sell the series, right? Like I want them to do what they were trying to do, what they have been doing with the Mandalorian. Is like, hey, here is another Star Wars character, that our original idea that we've created, and we're going to tell stories in the Star Wars universe. And I wanted to keep to that. I don't want to go back to and revisit these other characters and go, okay, well, what have they been up to? I obviously everyone wants to know what they've been up to, but at the same time, like, I want to see this bigger, broader universe that they've already established. And now we get to the part where I really wanted to talk about, is like, now what is the Mandalorian without Baby Yoda? Like, are they going to bring him back in season 3? Like, if that's the case, that
Maybe
really irks me, because now we're getting into whole Spider-Man vibes with me, where it's like, oh, you can't just leave the Mandalorian on his own. Like, he has to be with somebody. Like, I want to see now Mandalorian alone and just like kind of doing his own thing. And maybe at the end of the season, sure, let's bring back Baby Yoda. But I just want them to let Mando like carry his own life now and his own journey, and do, like, let's see what Mando does on a daily basis. He's a fucking bounty hunter at this point. He goes after his targets. Let's see more of that, and see him get into more trouble and more shit, as opposed to like, oh, like, I don't want the whole season 3 to be him going back to Grogu, him searching again for Grogu and going back to him. Like, otherwise, I still then hold to my terms of Grogu is simply a merchandise thing. It is only there just to sell merchandise.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I don't know. To me, like I said, I think he goes along with the story perfectly. But I would like to see definitely Mandalorian do his thing as well. And I want them to touch base on the new order. I don't know. Maybe can you imagine like what they did mention, the Mandalorian War, right? Or maybe it could be another one with the dark saber.
Yeah.
With Bo-Katan trying to kill Mandalorian because of Darksaber, or she has evil intentions of what to do with the Mandalorians.
Well, yeah, so the episode does end with just them being on the bridge. Like, we don't see what else happens after that. As soon as Luke Skywalker takes Grogu, that's it. It goes to credits. So we don't know what's going on, at least character-wise, like what mess they're going to get themselves in with. Because we still, like you said, we still have that whole Bo-Katan issue that they got to resolve. So maybe once they do a season 3, it'll just pick up from there.
And then, of course, in the end credits, we get Boba Fett going back to Jabba the Hutt's lair.
I like that we got to see Bib Fortuna. Yeah. The guy, the basically Jabba's like slave, like a right-hand man, I guess you could say, but like Jabba's bitch in a way. And I didn't realize. Yeah, I guess so. Someone's got to take over. Like, I didn't think about that. I thought after they blew up the Jabba's what is it called, the Scarif ship or whatever, and Jabba died. Like, I thought that was it. I thought everyone just kind of disbanded, but I guess Bib Fortuna took over Jabba's role, and then we see Boba Fett and Fennec go to him, and Boba Fett basically kills him. And then we see Boba Fett sitting on the throne of Jabba, and then it gives you the title, the book.
That was another thing that I was going to mention, or like ask you, because me watching episode 6, I never felt that Boba Fett had like interest in taking over, or was it something in the comics, or?
Yeah,
I don't know personally, because Jabba did hire him to go after Han Solo, but other than that, I don't know what interest he has in Tatooine, I guess. So I guess that's where the whole book of Boba Fett will kind of give us that explanation as to why. All right, there's obviously a lot more to talk about, but overall, we do love the series. It was still a good series. Ham and I have more concerns about it than Mike did, but that doesn't stray away from how good the whole thing came out to be. So hopefully we do get a Mando season 3 this year. They didn't really say anything about that. A lot of speculations are saying that Book of Boba Fett is taking place of season 3, and then we won't see Mando until next year. So who knows? You ready for your trivia? All right, going back to the movie synopsis trivia. This one's really short, and I'll be damn surprised if either of you can get this one. Once in 500 years, ancient mythical creatures come to Earth wreaking havoc and destruction. This time, they must be stopped.
Isn't it like I, Frankenstein?
You tell me. What's your answer? What's your final answer?
Monsters come to Earth to wreak havoc, but this time they must be stopped. I was about to say Jujutsu, but no, that's not going to say that. No, I'm going to say Frankenstein.
Once in 500 years, ancient mythical creatures come to Earth, wreaking havoc and destruction. This time, they must be stopped.
It sounds like the bad fucking Power Rangers movie, but every 500 years. Hold on.
Take a guess.
500 years, something to do with the sun, the planets.
5, 4.
Okay, the
3.
The shitty Power Rangers movie.
What movie? No.
The Dragon fuck was Wars. Dragon Wars?
The terrible CGI movie.
Sci-fi?
Look it up.
Fuck?
It has like a. You guys never seen this movie? Ham, you know this movie. You'll recognize it when you see it. I remember renting this on Netflix back in the day when it was DVDs you rented. No, I don't think Christian. No, there's no big name.
Oh, that's fucking bullshit ass shit. It's a sci-fi movie, isn't it?
Is it?
I remember this was on DVD.
It's called D-War as well?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
Dragon Wars D-War.
D-War with these nuts. Hang on, let me see.
Oh my god, this movie was horrific. Ugh.
Yeah, it was really
Oh
bad.
my god, it
It
has the
was
guy
very,
from
very bad.
Roswell as the main character. Craig Robinson was in it.
It was bad.
All
Not worth
right.
watching. Well, listeners, we'll cut it off here because we've realized this episode lasted longer than we thought.
Follow us on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, and on YouTube, Drunk Cop and a Teacher. And write us an email at drunkcop.ateacher@gmail.com.
All right. Well, any closing words
Guys,
then?
be safe. See you next time.